Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bonjour and good day. This is your November music quiz, recorded on Wednesday the 14th of October. I remember that date because tomorrow it's the 15th and I go for my annual flu jab, something I'm not looking forward to, but there you go. So I'm getting this music quiz, and this afternoon I'll be doing the general knowledge quiz, so I can be loading them up onto YouTube if I'm not feeling too good tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be alright. Anyway, as usual, this music quiz, you've got 12 questions. 12 from the 50s and 60s, 12, no, this is where I go wrong, you see. Not rehearsed. 4 music questions from the 50s and 60s, 4 from the 70s, and 4 from the 80s and 90s. And as I've done before, it has to be done for legal reasons. Before I start playing any music, I have to declare that I do not have any music rights to any of the music that you can hear on this video. So I do not have any music rights to the music you can hear on this video. Right, having said all that, we are ready to kick off. And I didn't actually cue up the first record. I tell you, it's all right, ad-lib this one. Right, hopefully you'll get the correct record if I cue up track 15. And you have got exactly 18 seconds to recognise this one.
Hello, doll. I'm thinking of you. Just you wait till I get back, doll. No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with. I'm happy on the shop.
There you are. So what was the title of that record and who was singing it? You've probably heard it before but not quite sure who it is. I would say he's more likely to be a one-hit wonder. Never heard of it before or since. Well, I haven't anyway. Right, going to move on to the second CD. It's all on there, and I've got to choose track 6 for this one. And for this one, you've got a whole 56 seconds to guess the title.
Here's my story, it's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love, then ran around with every single guy in town. Hey, hey, one day, one day, one day,
There you go. Again, another familiar tune from the 60s. Who was it and what was the title? And while I'm queuing up the next track on the same CD, which is track 10, you might notice since I started this video, apart from the mistakes, that I'm sitting in a different place. I've moved my new black desk I bought last month over into the corner just next to the sea-facing window, and at the moment, to my left, to your right, the curtain is drawn because in the mornings the sun goes round from the behind my back round to the pier and disappears about 1 o'clock, so that's why I've got the curtains drawn. Behind me you can't see it very well, there is the side facing window towards Holland on Sea. Right, we're going on to question 2 from the 60s, and you've got just 56 seconds to guess this one.
Well, she got her daddy's car and she cruised through the hamburger stand now. Think she forgot all about the library like she told her old man now. And with the radio blasting goes cruising just as fast as she can now.
I don't know if I said 56 or 36. There's 36 seconds of that one. So what was it called, and who was singing it? I would have thought you would have got that within just a few seconds, but there you go. Depending how old you are, isn't it really? Now, that is that was question 3 from the 60s, 50s and 60s. And question 4, all you get of this one is just 18 seconds, and if I get the right one, you'll hear it a lot more clearly. There you go. So 18 seconds, what's this one called? Nice record, that one. But what was it called? And who was singing it? Now that completes the 4 records from the 50s and 60s. We're going to move on to the 70s now. And while I'm talking, I'm going to cue that one up. At this point, I'm going to say again that I have got no copyrights to the music you can hear on this video. It's only a quiz. You don't even get to hear the record's title, right? Because I stop the music before the people sing the title, and you have to guess who it is and what the record's called. Right, we're going to move on to the 70s now, and I've got to choose track 3 on this one. Quite a long intro to this one, but you should get it within a few seconds. You've got a whole 1 minute and 22 seconds to guess this one.
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman. Give them all your love to just one man. You'll have bad times and he'll have good times, doing things that you don't understand. But if you love him, you'll forgive him. Even though he's hard to understand. And if you love him, oh, be proud of him. 'Cause after all, he's just a man.
There you go. Very familiar tune from the 70s. Who was singing it and what was the title? And now we're going to move on to question, that was question 5, this is question 6. That's from the 70s. And you've got 44 seconds. I went track 7, I believe. Yep. Track 7. Yeah. Okay. You've got a whole 44 seconds to guess the title of this one.
Well, honey, I know I've said it too many times before. I said I'd never say it again. I guess I shouldn't say anything at all, since you're supposed to belong to him. But I just can't let you go without telling you just how much I love you. So that is why I'm gonna say it one more time.
So what was he going to say? Well, that's for you to guess. So who was singing it and what was the title? And the good thing about doing this quizzes on a quiz on a video is that if you get stuck or you can't remember, touch or click the pause button, go back, play the last track again. It's a lot easier. If you've only got a pen and paper, just write it down. And don't forget, when I've done all 12 questions, I then go on this same video to give you the answers. So you don't have to wait for another video to come out to give you the answers. Right, that was question 6, I believe. Yep, from the 70s. We're going to move on to question 7 now, and I'll provide I get the right one. This is track 11, somewhere around here. Here we go. Oh dear. He had a bit of a whiplash there, didn't he? You can tell this is not rehearsed, don't you? Right now. Okay. Provided nothing else goes wrong. Had a few mistakes already, but never mind. We'll plod on. You've got 28 seconds to guess the title of this one. Right, so who was singing that and what was it called? A clue to the singer: she appeared in a very famous film. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that was question 7. If I move the CD on to question or track 20, which I've just done, you've got now 41 seconds to guess this one.
Goodbye, home, Dean. No, I never knew you would all you had to raise and hold yourself like those around you before. You crawled out of the woodwork, and there was good into your parade, and they set you on the treadmill, and they made you change your name.
There you go. What was it called? And who was singing it? That completes the 70s CDs, or questions. We move on to the 80s and 90s now. Again, I must declare that I do not have any copyrights to the music that you can hear on this video. It's only a quiz. Right, moving on to the 80s and 90s. Apart from one track, most of them have got at least a minute's intro before they actually start to sing the title. I've got the first one all lined up. and you've got exactly 1 minute and 4 seconds to identify this one.
I'll protect you from the hooded claw. Keep the vampires from your door.
Feels like fire. I'm so in love with you. Dreams are like angels. They keep bad at bay, bad at bay. Love is light, scaring darkness away. Yeah. I'm so in love with you, heart and soul. Make love your goal.
There you go. So what was the title and who was singing it? I did mention on the last music quiz for October that quite a few different acts have got this, or artists or singers and bands have got the same title but different records. The title of this one on question 9 is the same as a question I asked in October's quiz. So here's a little bit of a help or a clue for you. Right, we're going to move on now to question 10, and I need to find track 12. All done. And for this one, it's the shortest one of the 80s. You've got just 39 seconds to identify this one. So, what was it called and who was singing it? Right, now moving on to question 11. Don't forget, if I'm going too fast for you, click or touch the pause button and go back a little bit and listen to it again. Right, question 11, you've got exactly, when I get the right one, there you go, you get exactly 1 minute to identify this record. So, who are they, what they called, and what was the title? And that's question 11. Now, to move the track to one space forward, the next track on the CD, for question 12, and all you got for this one is 15 seconds to identify this tune. I lied, 1 minute and 2 seconds. Oh dear.
It must be easy for you to love the things that you do, but just a pastime for you. I can never be, and I'll never know, girl, if I just stay or go. 'Cause the games that you play keep driving me away. Don't love me for fun, girl. Let me be the one, girl.
There you go. I tell you. Well, that was question 12, and you actually had 1 minute and 2 seconds to identify that record. Not 15 seconds as I said before. It was track 15. I do have some software on my computer. I've still got to get to grips with it. It will help me edit out any mistakes I made. And talking about teaching an old dog new tricks, it's a bit complicated for this old brain to grasp right away. So that won't probably happen until the new year. So I'm afraid until I get the idea of that editing videos business, you're going to have to put up with the mistakes. Right, now that was the full 12 questions from November's music quiz. Now, as before last month and from future, I now go about giving you the answers. And I'll try and position my board somewhere. There we go. So I can see it more clearly. I hope you've written all the answers down. If you're not certain of any of the records, touch or click the pause button and go back to the beginning and start again, or to whichever track you're not sure about. Write down the answers and come back halfway through and I'll give you the answers, which I'm about to do now. So the first question was question 1 from the 50s and 60s. So you should have written down Tommy Bruce, and it was called Ain't Misbehaving. Ain't Misbehaving by Tommy Bruce was question 1. Question 2 was by Dion, and it was called Run Around Sue. There's things I could say about that one, but never mind. So Run Around Sue by Dion was question 2. Question 3 was by the Beach Boys, and it was called Fun, Fun, Fun. So Fun, Fun, Fun by the Beach Boys was question 3. Question 4 was by Helen Shapiro, and it was called You Don't Know Me. So You Don't Know Me by Helen Shapiro was question 4. Then we moved on to question 5, which was for the 70s. For question 5, you should have written down Tammy Wynette, and the title was, of course, Stand By Your Man. So Stand By Your Man by Tammy Wynette was the answer to question 5. Question 6, the artist was Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell, and he sang Honey, Come Back. Honey, Come Back by Glenn Campbell was question 6. Now question 7, I recorded this video for a trial run a little bit yesterday, still made mistakes on that as well. And the biggest mistake I'd written the word or the title down wrong. So we're going to get correct this time. So question 7, you should have written down Olivia Newton-John. And the title is called Banks of the Ohio. I'd written down, first of all, Back to the Ohio. It's a fun and games, isn't it? So, question 7 was Olivia Newton-John, and it was called Banks, as in going to the bank, Banks of the Ohio. O-H-I-O, Ohio. Question 7. Question 8 was by Elton John, and there's that lovely tune, Candles in the Wind. Candles in the Wind by Elton John was question 8. Am I losing you so far? Possibly. Don't forget, you can always go back and start again. Right, that was the 80s, the 70s I should say. That was the 70s, question 8. Question 9, you should have written down Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and it was called Power of Love. You remember from the October quiz, the same title, Power of Love, was by Jennifer Rush. There's been a few other ones that recorded the same title. But this one was Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Power of Love, which was question 9. Question 10 was by T'Pau, T, P-O-U, T'Pau, and it was called China in Your Hand. China in Your Hand by T'Pau was question 10. Question 11 was by Take That, and it was Pray. So Pray by Take That was question 11. And finally, question 12 was by Boyzone, and it was called Love Me for a Reason. Love Me for a Reason by Boyzone was question 12. I hope you got done well with that quiz. This is lunchtime now. I'm going to play it back while I'm having my lunch. I can't do much about the mistakes. Time doesn't allow. And I'm sure you're enjoying listening to the mistakes anyway. So, good luck. This will be... I'm a bit dry. I didn't get a drink this time. This will be on Facebook on the first Monday in November. This afternoon, Wednesday the 14th of October, I'm going to record the general knowledge quiz, and that should be with you on the first Tuesday in November. I will be announcing on Facebook when these videos have been loaded up completely. They get loaded up to YouTube, so you may want to go on there first and answer the questions instead of waiting for me to put them on Facebook. That is up to you. Right, I think I've done well now. I don't know how long I've been going for. These normally last about a minute or half a minute. Try half an hour. See, I'm making mistakes all the way along. Hopefully I'll get to cut this one out. Right, I'm going to say goodbye now, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.